can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So easily affected.
We have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove.
We've all been there trying to drink 14 Cokes on our way out because we lost $200.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good Juju.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good Juju, the show with all the flash of 21 and all the grit of Mississippi grind. Both great movies.
Great movies.
Foreshadowing. Hey, before we kick this special ranking of the 20 greatest gambling movies of all time, do us a favor and head on over to YouTube and click that subscribe button for us. Listening via your favorite podcast platform? Give us a follow and rate 5 stars. We can be found on the socials at Good Juju Bets. And if you really like us, then head on over to goodjujubets.net, click on the merch shop, and show your support. Juice! We did it. You did it probably 5 to 10 years ago, but I've done it over the last couple of months.
Wow.
I just completed watching 22 gambling movies. I believe I have covered all the relevant ones and some of the non-relevant ones as well. We're going to go through these movies in detail. Numbers 22 and number 21, in my opinion, so bad, I don't think they should be listed among the best gambling movies of all time. Just putting that out there.
How'd they get on the list? Because you watched them?
Yeah, because I couldn't, there were 22 movies that I was told I had to watch in order to make this list. So there's probably more. I can't wait for people to be like,
oh, yeah, chime in
why
the
didn't
comments.
you do this one? Why didn't you do this one? Blah, blah, blah.
Why didn't you do
I do want to hear from you people if you say that. I'm not mocking you. Please let us know if I missed one.
Tell us.
All right. Like I said, I bet a decent number of people disagree with me on these. I don't think that my rankings are what, everyone should view as gospel. I'm not a movie critic.
Right. Are you
I just like
gambling critic?
movies. But I feel like I am a gambling movie critic.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the better critic scores of these movies are very different than how I rate these scores.
I can't wait to dig in.
Yeah. Couple other notes. I tried not to let the perceptions of these movies bother me. I tried to be
public perception?
Yeah, or just you've heard a ton about them, so you should rate them high or something like that.
Fair enough.
That doesn't mean some of the best movies aren't some of the best movies. I mean, they are. But,
Yeah.
I tried not to let them impact me. So here we go. This is going to be a fun exercise. This week, we're going to cover 22 through 11. Next week, we'll be releasing episodes 10 through 1. You ready for this, bud?
I'm indeed ready for this.
Folks, just so you know, I've got 1-pagers on each of these. So if I'm looking at my notes, don't judge me. I do have to read some stuff for this. But let's get into it. Number 22, The Card Counter. Boy, oh boy, did I not enjoy this movie. Here's a detailed synopsis, just so you know. I got all these synopses from AI. Once again, I think this is the second episode in a row I admitted that I used some AI in the process.
My favorite part is...
But I am real.
My favorite part is, hey, audience, I am using AI, so it's probably not true. Don't be mad at me.
Yeah, I did say that last week. All right, synopsis of The Card Counter. Paul Schrader's film follows William Tell. What hilarious name, by the way. William
For
Tell.
a poker player.
Yeah, we've already seen... That name is a familiar name in history. Isn't he the one with shooting the apple off the dude's head or something?
Oh, is that right?
I don't know.
Huh.
Anyways, it's about William Tell, a man who learned to count cards in military prison. He lives a monk-like existence, moving from casino to casino, winning just enough to stay under the radar. The underlying story is one of trauma and guilt. Gambling is his way of killing time and maintaining a rigid, controlled environment to keep his past at bay.
I love it.
It's a slow burn look at a man using logic to suppress an emotional explosion. Okay, now just so you know, I have 3 factors gambling related that I feel like I had to rate, and then an overall rating. The overall rating is not necessarily going to be an average of these 3 factors. There's other things that might go through the brain that impact that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I thought that these were all important to discuss.
So what are we rating?
So the first thing we're going to talk about in each of these movies is how well does it scratch the gambling itch?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I gave this movie a 2 out of 10. First of all, nonstop ass kicking at the tables. The dude is like, he cannot lose no matter what he does at any point in the movie.
And he's never happy about it.
Yeah. It's just so weird and unrealistic that I don't understand it.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't finish the poker tourney at the end of the movie. Okay, I also need to put a note in here, folks.
Spoiler alert.
There will be spoiler alerts
the hell out of all these movies.
All these movies. So if you want to watch a movie spoiler free and I announce it, skip past it, pause it, go watch the movie, stop listening to us. Please come back. But if you don't, I understand why you didn't.
All right. Back on track.
So he doesn't finish the poker tourney at the end of the movie. None of this made me satisfied from a gambling perspective. I do also have to mention there are fish angle lenses used during the torture dungeon scenes, which were awful. That's what I'm calling them, the torture dungeon scenes. And I'd be watching it and then they would come to I'd have to look away. I was like, this is making me nauseous. I can't stand this view that they're doing with this camera shot.
Yeah.
Not exactly gambling itch movie, but makes me have to look away from the TV.
Yeah,
moment.
uncomfortable.
So 2 out of 10 on that. How accurate is the gambling? I rated this a 2 out of 10 as well. Now, for a lot of these, I really stick to how correct is the gambling. On this one, I had to kind of change it up a little. I was actively rooting against the protagonist in the movie. So it's not normally accurate that you're cheering against the person you're supposed to be cheering for when gambling.
Yeah, it's like, I hope the dealer wins.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It would be like if you were playing blackjack or something. I was like, come on, dealer.
Yeah, okay.
RJ lose. The dude hit a 12 before the dealer showed his face up card. What? That's not, you don't do that. You get to see the one card.
That's hilarious.
It's like he made a decision. It was like a 5 or a 6 and he hit a 12. And then of course he got what he wanted.
Right, got a 9.
Wow, perfect. Also, who says, and this is a quote from the movie, I'm going to go play some dice. You might play some craps. You might shoot some dice.
Yeah.
But who says, I'm going to go play some dice?
Yeah, interesting.
That didn't feel like a person who wrote that line knew much about gambling when they wrote it.
All right.
The dealer, let's see, what else is there? Oh, yeah. Since when is a spin of the roulette wheel the smartest bet in the casino? That's another thing they said. Spin of the roulette wheel is the smartest bet in the casino.
You went deep on these. This is your last movie on the list. Okay.
And I don't believe that's true. Some of these, I have more detail on because I was so appalled.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
good.
not all of them are going to have this much detail. Right. So that got a 2 out of 10. Now, how good was the ending? Is my third factor that I liked. Any good gambling movie has to have a good ending.
Fair.
I gave this a 4 out of 10. And I gave this because the antagonist, who is played by Willem Dafoe, he plays the major or whatever that William Tell and the kid, his name was like Kirk or Cirque or something like that.
Yeah.
That they were trying to get even with the major. Willem Dafoe kills the kid. And that was the best part about the ending of the movie is when the antagonist kills the kid. I liked that.
Okay.
The rest of it was dreadful. I mentioned, William Tell and Willem Dafoe meet in a room, and then we don't even get to see the fight between them. And I'm pretty sure Willem Dafoe dies or whatever. And the William Tell doesn't finish the poker tourney, and it's all a mess. And I hate it.
Yeah, okay.
So terrible.
Love it. Overall rating,
2.5 out of 10.
That is low.
That is as low as it gets. My notes on that. This movie sucked.
Period.
The gambling scenes felt like the director didn't know anything about gambling. And also, was this a gambling movie?
Yeah, right. Okay. Let me, I do want to say, like, this is obviously a weird military pseudo-political movie.
Right?
It's not a gambling movie. They just put a gambling title on it and then put some casino scenes in it.
Yes, I agree.
So for
any
that,
thoughts on this yourself?
I don't like that. Now, I did say points for being a new movie. It's like, sharp and clean and stuff like that. So I gave points for that.
Yeah, I don't always love that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Some of them I love a gritty movie I like when it comes to gambling movies.
Also, the other note here, a bit too dark for me. All right, now I took this a little differently. So I have two scores, we'll say, to discuss. Okay. So the first, I pulled all of the Rotten Tomato scores for these. And I'm going to ask you, I've averaged them all. So the average Rotten Tomato for all of these is 70%.
Now, Rotten Tomato critic or Rotten Tomato audience?
I didn't know there was a difference.
Oh, there's a big difference.
I didn't know there was two scores.
There's the first one and then there's the second one. Do you know if you did the first or the second one?
Yeah, I did whichever the one said Rotten Tomatoes and the other one said popcorn score.
Okay, so you probably did the audience score.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe the critic score.
Well, we'll just do that in post. We'll decide which one that was.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, you still have to guess if it's over or under. So the average of all of them was 70%. Would you say this one was over or under 70% on the Rotten Tomato score?
So Rotten Tomatoes said it was 70%.
Now that's the average of all of them. All right, cut this for a second.
Oh, I get it. No, we need to clarify this. So 70% is every single one of these movies that we're rating.
That average is 70%.
Average was 70. I only looked at the Rotten Tomato scores for a few of them.
Okay.
But I had to look this one up because I hated it so much. And it was definitely over.
Yeah, 87% on this one.
Yeah. This is the critic score.
Yeah.
This is the critic.
Okay. So now we know. So then, 87% somehow. And then I have a small rating here on an estimated amount of times I've watched this movie.
Okay.
And for me, that's 3.
3.
So
I'm going to guess that's low.
Yeah, as we get through the entire series here, you'll know how high or low that is. But yeah, 3.
So you still haven't said, do you like this movie?
I mean, it is a gambling movie, kind of. I may watch this one again someday in the near future.
I will never watch this movie.
Yeah, okay.
One last thing. I do have a good JuJu MVP, the one person in the movie I would personally want to gamble with.
Okay.
Now, I initially went with Lalinda.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
Tiffany Haddish's character.
Yeah, which is a kind of a hilarious casting.
Great casting.
Yeah.
That's the only cast that Willem Dafoe and Tiffany Haddish I'm fans of.
Yeah, sure.
As far as actor or actress goes. I like both of them.
I love her playing the person to front the money.
Yeah. But I didn't go with her.
Okay,
She was who I considered going with. I went with the USA Bros. Do you know who that was?
No.
That's the dude who he kept playing in the poker tournament against.
Oh.
And he would always wear the USA shirt, and he had all his buddies with him at the
Yeah.
tournaments, and they were supposed to be the guys everyone's annoyed by. I was like, I'd way rather hang out with these dudes than hang out with William Tell.
All right. Well, there you go.
So
Okay.
USA Bros, I will gamble with you.
Yeah, shout out the USA Bros.
Lalinda, I'll hang out with you. No one else in the movie is worth the time of day.
All right. So that was number 22.
That was number 22. So that we didn't even get to the top 20, and I felt like we spent a decent amount of time on that. So this is going to be really long. Here we go.
This might be 4 episodes.
Number 21. Now, I did consider another movie for number 21 because there was one other movie on this list that really didn't feel like a gambling movie to me.
Okay.
And so between the Card Counter and that movie, I was kind of like, maybe I should just make those two, 22 and 21.
Yeah.
But I did like the other movie as just a movie, and I hate this movie. So this movie is getting number 21. Number 21, Croupier.
Oh, boy. All right.
I'm sure this is going to be loved by the critics as well. Here we go. Detailed synopsis and underlying themes for Croupier. A cool, detached look at the casino from the other side of the table. Jack Manfred is a writer who takes a job as a dealer to gather material. The underlying story is the eye of the observer. Jack views the gamblers as addicts and losers, but he eventually finds himself drawn into a heist. It explores the croupier's code, never gamble, never lose, and how that emotional distance starts to crack when life becomes a game of chance. All right, here we go. How well does it scratch the gambling itch? I actually a little bit higher than any of the ratings I gave.
There's a lot of gambling in this.
To that, I gave it a 4. So
out of 10?
4 out of 10.
All right.
Okay. But I will say this, the negative to this, it's a movie about a dealer in a casino that all the players would and should hate. Boo. Like, who wants a movie about your least favorite dealer in the casino?
You think he's their least favorite? Just because he's like smug and
yeah, he doesn't
quiet.
he doesn't want them to win.
Yeah.
He is opposed. Like, I like my dealers to be on my side.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
The dealer should not care if the casino they work for is making money. They know the casino is going to make money. On any individual random game of chance, they should be rooting for the player to win. So I hated that about it. I will say I did like the dealer perspective of the casino, like their view
That's unique.
The casino. They kind of show how you learn to be a dealer.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff was pretty cool. I heard Clive Owen plays Jack Manfred.
Yeah.
The croupier in question. He did a lot of work prior to the movie on his dealer skills.
Oh, yeah, his chops.
So there was no like hand models doing his stuff. It was all
he did his own stunts.
his own stunts as a dealer. So how accurate is the gambling? I gave this a 6. Okay. So again, it seemed pretty realistic. We got to see a decent amount of it. We got to see it from the dealer's perspective.
Yeah.
Like I said, he did his own stunts and everything. So I was satisfied with that. None of it made me want to gamble more. Like, if I look at those two factors, none of it was like, yeah, let's go gamble.
Yeah, okay.
And I like that out of my movies.
Yeah,
I want to go gamble.
That's what we're looking for here. That's the itch you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like that's kind of the lens I view it through. For me, it's got to have a little more good juju in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to have characters I want to root for in the movie.
Yeah.
And this was probably the hardest movie it was for me to find a good juju MVP.
Oh, okay. I bet so, yeah.
How good was the ending? I gave it a 2 out of 10.
Jesus.
It was confusing.
It is confusing.
And I was so bored that I struggled to pay attention.
Yeah.
He got beat up, which was the best part to me. But I wish he didn't do well writing his dumb book. Like, he ends up driving a fancy car and still feeling empty on the inside. Art. But come on. He's still kicking it. He's still moving.
Yeah.
And that he should have been beat up worse.
Yeah. Fair enough.
He did get hosed over, I think, by his own dad or something.
Yeah.
Which I only know because I looked it up. Like, I couldn't follow it. In the movie
something
itself.
about the car. Something.
So weird. Dumb.
Yeah. Okay.
Overall rating. This does get a higher rating. This received a 3.5.
3.5 out of 10. All right. Fair enough.
I think it needs to point out I viewed him as a total narcissist.
Yeah.
And I do not like narcissists. I hated his narcissistic, better than the gambler's attitude. The movie was boring and the protagonist sucked.
Yeah.
That's my overall rating.
All right, so I just have here that this is a foreign film, and I think maybe I chalked up a little bit of that perception on the dealer relationship to the players, as I just thought that's maybe how they do it over there.
Maybe
like a lot more buttoned up, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It sure felt to me like he walked around that casino thinking he was some hot because he was a dealer in a casino.
Yeah. Well,
like, I disagree with you, bud. Like, no offense to my dealers. I love you guys, but like,
you don't got to be a jerk about it.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So Rotten Tomato score over or under 70?
Of course they gave it over 70. This is artsy fartsy.
Yeah. 80%.
Ugh.
Now I estimate my watch time on this at 7.
You've watched this movie 7 times?
That's my guess.
You probably don't need to watch it again. I'm sure you will. But this movie sucked.
It's not that bad.
Okay. So are there other movies that you know coming up after this that you're like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, there's definitely some movies worse than this.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Okay.
They might be surprises.
All right. My good juju MVP for this movie, we're going to go with Bella.
Oh, yeah,
that was the other croupier who was not him, and also his side piece.
Yeah,
in the movie.
I love the foreshadowing where it's like, "Don't ever date your coworkers." It's like, oh, there's one woman that works here.
I wonder what you're gonna do.
Let's go get in the locker room and change into our uniforms.
Right. My note on her is weak options, but the fact that she was a former call girl, a dealer, and a recreational drug user made her a little bit better in my mind.
This is why you would gamble with her.
A little more
right.
gritty. She was the best of a bad set of options in my mind.
Yeah.
So number 21, Croupier. Again, in my opinion, so bad it shouldn't be ranked.
All right, so now let's get to the top 20. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the goods.
All right. Every movie after this at least has an average rating.
Okay.
So at least a 5 out of 10 for every movie moving forward.
Well, I do want to say I appreciate that I threw on the Croupier there for you, and you actually watched it and hated it, because that's kind of fun.
Yeah. And I'll say this, that none of the movies after this did I hate.
Oh,
I didn't hate
just those two.
Any of the top 20. I hated those two movies.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to come in. I feel a little bit bad about the movies ranked 11 through 20 because in the right frame of mind, I could easily move these around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I think that this next one's going to get a reaction. So here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Number 20, The Color of Money. So this is actually a sequel. Color of Money is a sequel to The Hustler, which, as you can tell, I liked better than The Color of Money. So 30 years after The Hustler, Eddie Felson returns as the mentor to a hotshot protege, Vincent, played by Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
The underlying story of Eddie's realization that he still has the itch. It explores the evolution of the hustle, from smoky pool halls to neon-lit tournaments. It's a story about aging, legacy, and the purity of the game versus the commercialization of talent. How well does it scratch the gambling itch for me? I gave this a 5 out of 10.
Wow. That kind of surprises me.
I thought The Hustler did this better.
Okay.
Like the drama of Eddie's tension. I don't want to give away too much about The Hustler, but I thought The Hustler did a better job of scratching the gambling itch for me. I didn't feel the stakes in this movie as much. It felt much more about proving you're not like too old for the game and you can keep up with the young guns, as opposed to And The Hustler has some of that too, where it's not really about the gambling so much as it is proving yourself.
Yeah.
But this one, even more so, I just didn't feel like the stakes were high enough on the gambling side of things to matter all that much.
Okay.
How accurate is the gambling? I thought they did a good job. I gave this an 8 out of 10. They did a good job of showcasing the grind of it and kind of going through the circuit and him playing in the pool holes as an old man and taking people's money, getting money taken from him, all that sort of thing. Like he plays the shark and he gets taken by a shark in the course of this movie. So I thought that was pretty good and I liked that a decent amount. The ending. How good was the ending? I gave this a 5 out of 10. Okay. So this is one of the things that I struggled with. The tournament was good. The scam was okay. But honestly, I didn't feel that invested in Vincent or Eddie. Vincent pulls this scam to make himself a bunch of money, and Vincent gets the win. And Vincent's all pissed off because he didn't get it legitimately. Mm-hmm. And then he goes back into it and all that. But it was a somewhat interesting plot twist. I don't know. I just didn't care that much about the scam. I felt sad for Eddie, which I think you're supposed to, Yeah. But I don't really need that to end my movie.
Only sequel on the list, I think, right? So shout out that.
Yeah, there's remakes on the list, but not sequels.
This is an easy watch, I would say. Like if you're going to dabble and like pick one off this list, this is a pretty easy one to watch.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to not pay attention to because I caught my mind drifting.
Yeah, fair enough.
That was one of the biggest problems. Like one of the biggest factors I used here is, did I find myself not paying attention to the movie midway through?
Yeah.
And like all three of these movies I've mentioned so far, I definitely had to like draw myself back into the movie while I was watching it.
I'd be interested to know like where this fell on the list of the amount of ones you watched, or like where in the order of watching them this one was.
A little towards the end,
a
little after the middle, not one of the very last ones, but definitely not one of the first 10 I watched.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if you were like sick of the double cross, triple cross at that point.
So that a lot of these movies have very similar flows to them.
They didn't write that, shout out Scorsese for making the list multiple times. I presume.
I have my note down here, directed by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until we just went through this.
Yeah, and I noticed on some of these movies that are directed by the best directors. Yeah. They're not as good gambling movies. They're focusing too much on the movie versus
we just want the
gambling.
So this one reminds me of playing pool in taverns in the 90s with hustlers that would come to town when I was like 9 years old. So I kind of like it for that.
Yeah. So let me give you my overall rating.
Oh, yeah, please.
So I gave this movie a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
So, I probably watch this movie again, but I would not be excited to watch this movie again. My notes on this are, this movie was blah. Blah.
Okay.
It didn't have the grittiness or the charm of The Hustler. And I think the other problem was I watched this movie after The Hustler, and I have The Hustler a decent amount ahead of this.
Okay.
So it just kind of failed in comparison to its predecessor.
Over under 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a Martin Scorsese directed movie. I'm going to go over.
89%.
Yeah. I have a feeling that my list is going to be the inverse of this over.
That's hilarious.
So far, you've been over on all three. They're my 3 least favorite movies.
All right. And my play count for this, I estimate at 3.
3. Okay. So it's because it's not as much. It's more of like a skill game.
Yeah.
And that's like the only downside to The Hustler for me.
Yeah.
As well,
they're obviously gambling.
Yeah. But it's not like just
this isn't going to get you jacked to go to the casino, though.
These guys are trying to be like sports figures almost.
Yeah, right.
And
like sneaky about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I will say easy watch. If you want to pick one on the list, this is an easy watch.
Or either Croupier or the other movie, Card Counter, better than this movie in your opinion?
I've watched Croupier a lot more.
You've watched Croupier a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, my good JuJu MVP. I'm giving it to Amos. That's Forrest Whitaker in the movie. He's the one who was the shark to Eddie. Really enjoyed that scene. Amos seemed like a good guy. I know he's a shark, but he seemed like if Amos was like, hell yeah, I just, took off this old man a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You want to go hit up the casino? I'd be like, yeah, I probably do, bud.
Let's do that, Amos.
Let's go, Amos.
Nobody gonna mess with us.
So, yeah. Amos was my good JuJu MVP.
All right, good pull there.
Okay, moving on. Number 19. The Gambler 1974 iteration.
Thank you for being clear there in which one.
The synopsis of The Gambler. And this is one of the ones I felt bad about how I rated it. Like, I feel like it should be maybe a little better, but we'll get into it.
Yeah.
It's a gritty psychological portrait written by James Toback. Axel Fried, played by James Caan, definitely one of the highlights. We got to see James Caan at his height in the 1970s.
Legend.
I loved that aspect of it. Axel Fried is a literature professor who teaches Dostoevsky, but lives a life of reckless risk. Unlike other films where the goal is to win, Axel's underlying motivation is a subconscious desire to lose, to reach rock bottom to feel alive. It explores the aristocratic gambler who gambles not for wealth, but for the existential thrill of facing ruin. The ending is a haunting look at the scars, both literal and metaphorical, that the lifestyle leaves behind. So how well does it scratch the gambling itch? I gave this a 4 out of 10. I said, there was 3 minutes of hectic gambling followed by a movie about fundraising. Now, there's some other good moments in there.
Of course.
But this felt like we spent so much of this movie watching him just try to get his hand, begging his mom for money, trying to get his hands on money so he can go lose it again in one way or another. So it didn't really scratch the gambling itch. There were certainly moments where it did, but as we get higher into this list, it's going to be movies about gambling where there's lots of gambling and the focus is on gambling.
Yeah. Okay.
This movie was too focused on fundraising. how accurate is the gambling? I rated this a 6 out of 10. So this got a hot little higher rating. I feel it. The swings were a bit wild. Down 44K, up 90K, 3 basketball winners at halftime, all losed. The rigged basketball game was LOL. Like, very unrealistic. The tub scene was the best one.
Yeah.
Where he's watching the Lakers. He's got the big bet on the Lakers. He literally sets the TV up on the end of the tub, lays in the tub, watching the game.
Yeah.
And of course, it doesn't go his way.
Right.
So I really liked that. That was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Was the bathtub scene. How good was the ending? I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Kind of dumb, I thought. And my biggest note here is the pimp scene was problematic. Okay. Literally, basically, they're saying, what can a man's low point be? Send him to the black part of town. Right? Like, I know it was made in 1974, but
yeah,
that was a really big stereotype of those individuals. And the fact that he hits his rock bottom and is like, oh, how do we showcase his rock bottom? I know, we'll send him to the black part of town. Like, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. So I gave that a 4 out of 10. The ending didn't really do it for me. Yeah, they won the game. That's great, I guess. But yeah. I don't care.
Okay.
Overall rating, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, too absurd. There were some good gambling scenes, but really this movie was not my speed, and it didn't focus on the areas that I cared the most about.
Yeah. I love 70s movies about gambling.
That's why, like, I love seeing James Caan in a 1970s movie about gambling, but it's just the plot didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I do. Also, you mentioned the betting on sports. I love when you see people from other decades portraying betting on sports and what that looks like compared to what we do. Yeah. That's pretty funny to me.
I don't think they would understand today.
No, I mean, you said he was watching it. I had it in my head he was listening to it on the radio, but he probably was watching it because you just watched it. That's funny to me. Great shakedown scene with the bookie, where like the bookie picks him up and they go shake down another guy to basically show him what it's going to be like when he has to shake him down. Yeah, that's a great scene.
Yeah, that is a good scene.
My play count on this is only 2 though. Okay. It's like, it's not that great.
So, do you view your play count as an accurate representation of your enjoyment of the movie? Or are there some movies you've watched a bunch of times where you're like, I don't know why I've watched this so many times?
No, it's definitely because I enjoy it.
Okay.
But it's also because I enjoy watching it late at night on the couch when I'm like going to bed.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So like that card counter doesn't fit that because there's a lot of like shocking sounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now over under 70% on the old Rotten Tomatoes for this one.
I mean, I rated it low, so I'm going over.
78%.
Yeah, of course.
We're getting closer.
Over.
We're getting closer, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't wait to see the ones that drag this movie down and how much I enjoyed those movies.
We're getting there.
Okay. The good JuJu MVP for me. It's the pimp. It's the pimp. I mean, he gets beat up just for doing his job.
Yeah.
Like, James Caan literally should have paid his fair dues.
Yeah, right.
On that.
Right.
The pimp didn't even seem that bad of a guy.
Right. We are making an awesome cast of characters for like a casino crawl.
Right. Right. USA Bros.
Yeah.
The pimp.
The Forrest Whitaker.
We have a good group we're going
This is a good grip. We're going to need to do an AI artwork on this.
Right. Love it.
All right. Where are we at?
All right. Number 18. The Gambler. 2014.
Okay, a much better film.
Very similar, in my opinion. I did rate this movie higher than I rated The Gambler 1974. It had a pretty killer cast.
Really good cast, yeah.
Yeah, so I really liked the cast that was in this movie. Here's my detailed synopsis. A modern reimagining starring Mark Wahlberg. It leans heavily into the philosophy of despair and all or nothing. Jim Bennett is a man who wants to strip everything away to find a clean slate. The film explores the concept of you money. Well, JuJu that. And the nihilistic side of the betting world. It features a high-stakes underground underworld where debts are leveraged against personal safety emphasizing the protagonist's intellectual detachment from the consequences of his bets. I'm going to say this before I get started. This movie could have ranked a decent amount higher on my list, but there are a few parts where I felt it shot itself in the foot.
Okay. Okay.
So how well does it scratch the gambling itch? I gave this a 6 out of 10, similar to The Gambler, and where it's a lot of fundraising going on. I did love the scene where you had two different people's debts bet on black while they watched him.
That was fantastic.
That was a great scene in the movie.
Yeah.
That alone that was a better scene than the tub scene in The Gambler 1974. So give a shout out to that. I thought that was a lot better. How accurate is the gambling? This is problematic for me.
Yes.
It got a 4 out of 10. And look, I watch enough basketball to know how game flow works in a basketball game. The concept that the team with the lead is going to take 4 jump shots with under a minute to go in a basketball game is as absurd as it possibly gets.
Okay.
That will not happen. I watched that whole scene. I was just bullshit. Yeah. This isn't real. Like, they could have done better. Someone should have asked someone who's watched a college basketball game how the end of college basketball games work. So when I say there was a few scenes that shot itself in the foot, I hated the basketball game scenes.
Yeah. I probably would not have keyed on that. So
it's not at all how the end of a game would go. I was just like watching, like getting frustrated. Yeah. Like, that's not what would happen.
Where's the free throw contest?
Yeah. What? Exactly. Where on earth was the free throw contest going at the end of that game? That was just so overwhelming to me that it drove down a lot of it. How good was the ending? This did get a 7 out of 10 for me.
Oh, good.
The bet it all on black scene makes up for the dumb basketball scene. Okay. In my opinion. Overall rating. So do we need to talk about the bet it all on black scene at all? Like, he gets the money to pay back both of these individuals before he goes to the gambling den, and they follow him
to watch.
And they're both there. Yeah. And he takes all the money and he puts it on black. Yeah. While they're watching him. And it's just, he stares straight at him. He doesn't even look at the table.
Doesn't even care.
While the roulette wheel is rolling. He's just staring him dead eye. Yeah. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
A good scene.
So I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
So that's
good.
Quite a bit higher
moving up.
Than a 5 out of 10. Great cast, some solid scenes. Goodman's JuJu money scene where he talks about.
Amazing.
That's a great scene, an absolute great scene. His access to the money seemed a little too easy. Yeah. And still too much fundraising for me. What do you have on?
Yeah, I have one of the best quotes. A wise man's life is based around FU.
Yeah.
You said it all. My play count on this is 2 again. So this is not really up there for me.
So we're not too far off on these.
Yeah. Under 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm going to say this one was under 70%.
43%.
Dude, I'm batting 1,000. So
you are. You're doing very well on this.
So I rated this slightly higher than The Gambler 74, but I'm not surprised that critics liked it less.
Like you said, great cast. And it's a newer movie, so it's sharp and exciting, and it is chaotic a little bit.
I kind of wanted to go with John Goodman's character for the good JuJu MVP.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I went Brie Larson. Amy Phillips in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Brie Larson fan.
Okay.
There you go.
Enough said on that one.
No more needed there.
All right.
Number 17. The Sting.
The Sting.
Okay. Detailed synopsis. The ultimate long con movie. Set in 1930s Chicago, Johnny Hooker and Henry Gondorff seek revenge on Doyle Lonigan. The underlying story is the big store con, creating an entire fake betting parlor to trick the mark. It details the roles within a con, the roper, the inside man, and the wire scam. It is a masterclass in misdirection, showing that in gambling, sometimes the biggest risk isn't the bet, but the environment in which the bet is placed. Mm-hmm. How well does this scratch the gambling itch for me? I gave this a 4 out of 10.
Wow.
Look, folks, this is a good movie. Like, The Sting, in my opinion, is a better movie than it's ranked here in the rankings.
Wow.
It's just not a good gambling movie.
All right.
It's a heist movie. Like,
yeah,
it's not real gambling that's happening.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it's a dude reading off fake lines or lines that have already happened over a loudspeaker. Well, it's all set up, and we know it's all set up.
The long con.
So then how accurate is the gambling? I gave this a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, right.
And my only note on this is it's all fake.
Yeah, on purpose.
The gambling scene on the train was definitely the best gambling scene. Is that Paul Newman who played? I forgot to note the
That's
actor
the main dude, right?
who plays Henry Gondor.
No. Robert Redford, right? No.
Robert Redford's the main character.
Yeah,
I think it's Paul Newman. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's Paul Newman who plays Henry. His scene where he's actually gambling on the train.
What are they playing?
They're playing poker of some sort.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe 5-card stud. That seems to be popular in these older movies. No, I think it was draw. I think it was just draw poker. Right. Anyway, I liked how in that scene in particular, like, that was a fun con. It was a quick one. It was short.
Yeah.
And one dude thinks he's conning the other dude, and then boom, he gets conned over the top. Kind of like that. Even though it was all fake, I kind of like that.
Okay.
How good was the ending? This is going to surprise you. 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Okay. I love the ending. Like, it from just a pure, that's what they were doing perspective. Yeah. I enjoyed that. It all came together really well and had a satisfying payoff. The FBI agent coming in and Henry killing Johnny, and then the FBI agent killing Henry.
Yeah.
And then the dude who got scammed out of the money, like, I better get out of here.
Before I'm killed.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
I really enjoyed that. So overall, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
And my notes here are, it isn't a gambling movie.
Yeah.
This would get a much higher rating if I was rating heist movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I liked this movie.
Yeah,
I just
did you really? Wow.
The whole time I watched it, I was like, I don't really think this is a gambling movie. But I'm not rating heist movies. I'm rating gambling movies.
All right.
And it did nothing to excite me to gamble.
I don't like this movie. It's just too damn old for me.
Yeah.
I made the whole family watch it. And no, everybody was like, "What? Why did you do that?"
Yeah.
The ending is interesting. It's like a aha, right?
Yeah.
Hazel was like, "Wait, what the hell?"
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of a scratcher. I have seen this movie exactly one time, and I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
And you watched it with the family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it won a bunch of awards and all that stuff, but you care to guess on this one?
Definitely over 70.
Yeah, 93% on this one.
I thought it was a good movie. This is the movie, by the way, I mentioned this at the outset, almost ranked at number 21.
Oh.
Only because it wasn't a gambling
movie.
If we didn't care about the gambling aspects of these movies, I would have ranked this higher. I kind of felt like I should have ranked it lower
because I being true to this.
So felt it didn't belong in the gambling movies.
All right.
My good JuJu MVP in this is JJ Singleton. You probably don't know who that character is. It was the guy who was announcing the horse races in the back room. Like, what a voice. Like, that guy is doing a great horse racing voice.
Yeah.
I'd like to hang out with him. He seemed like he was having fun in his role. And I think great voice, good personality.
Come scream at the craps table with us.
So they don't have to be big kids. Some of my good JuJu MVPs are big time players in the movie, and some of them just have a scene or two.
All right. Well, one we disagreed on a bit.
Well, I mean, I ranked it number 17. So
okay.
So it's not like
that's
we're in the same zone.
Ballpark.
We're in the same zone. What we seem to agree on is that we don't rate it as high as Rotten Tomatoes does.
Right.
So there's
7 Oscars or whatever. So 2 movies came out that year, so relax, people.
Right. Number 16. Hard 8.
Oh.
This one might get some pushback. I kind of thought this one might get some pushback from my perspective. Detailed synopsis. This is why I also mentioned the Scorsese aspect of this. Paul Thomas Anderson's debut film explores mentorship and secret redemption. Sydney, an aging professional gambler, finds John at a diner and teaches him how to survive in the casino world of Reno. The film's underlying tension isn't the gambling itself, but the mystery of why Sydney is helping John. It delves into the ethics of the gambling underworld, protection, loyalty, and the price of past sins, culminating in a messy situation involving a cocktail waitress played by Gwyneth Paltrow and a security consultant played by Samuel L. Jackson, who knows too much. So how well does it scratch the gambling itch? I gave this a 7.
Yeah.
And a theme I will say throughout this, I've found myself just a little lost in the movie in general, as far as some of what was going on there.
Yeah.
The gambling itself wasn't overly degenerate. This is another movie where the gambling's kind of a backstory, even though it's a full and present aspect in it. But when they did show the gambling, I liked how, like, John C. Reilly, what was his character? John.
Yeah.
How he learns how to do the grind. And like we know from our show and from everything we've done, there are real casino grinders out there who make that a living, who get their nut off of just finding cheap, easy ways to get AP opportunities in a casino.
That intro, the whole intro sequence is amazing.
Yes.
To me.
Yes. That's a good start.
Rewatchable. Yeah.
Okay. How accurate is the gambling? I gave it a 10 out of 10. And here's my note on this. Philip Seymour Hoffman. One of the best scenes in any gambling movie ever.
I just got goosebumps thinking
Like, this was easily a top 3 scene in any movie. But one scene cannot sustain an entire movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so how good was the ending? This got a 5 out of 10 for me. So this is what really dragged the movie down.
The ending.
The ending is what kind of killed it for me. The Sydney, John, dad, murder part needed sprung on us sooner. Like, we needed time to digest. Wait, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Why on earth? Wait, he killed John's dad?
Right.
What?
Why?
Is he an assassin?
Yeah, right.
Like, now
what's happening?
I restarted all my thinking about the movie, and the movie's running through the credits, and I'm just like sitting there baffled. Like, was he an assassin? Is that what he was for his career? Why'd he kill John's dad? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Needed to get some explaining from the internet, and I still didn't come away with a very good understanding of it. So in the end, this movie got a 6.5.
Okay.
If it wasn't for that ending, it would have probably been substantially higher.
Yeah.
The two things that draw it back, didn't like it at the end, and kind of felt like the gambling itself was a little bit of a backdrop to the overall. I did note here that I would watch it again, but it just missed the mark in several ways for me.
Yeah, I already mentioned the amazing intro. You mentioned the crap scene with Seymour Hoffman, which is amazing. Samuel L. Jackson was mentioned. I mean, he makes movies good. He's good at that.
Good cast.
Yeah, great cast. Yeah, even the mains are great, right?
Yeah.
I love the old school, like, Kino lounge scenes. Like, if I close my eyes and imagine myself becoming an old man and spending 95% of my time in a casino like I'd like to, I picture this movie.
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of your dream.
Yeah,
kind of. Like Sydney.
Yeah,
maybe
totally.
not killing people. But
Yeah, not the assassin part or whatever the hell's going on there, but like, just like wearing a suit, drinking free coffee.
Okay.
And playing Kino.
So how many times you watched it?
I estimate I've watched this one 12 times.
12 times.
And that might be a little light.
Might be a little light.
Yeah.
And just for the audience sake, definitely not for me. Can you go over that first scene again that you thought was so amazing?
Well, it's like, okay, so they're in the diner, right?
I remember the diner.
Yeah, okay. So they're in the diner and they're doing the exchange, and he's like, basically like, what if I gave you $50? Like, what would you do? You'd only eat for a day, you dumbass. Like, how about let's go to the casino and I show you how to live off $50 for a long time.
Okay. So it is the diner scene you're talking about.
And then the casino scene. Right, it's like right
where
back.
He walks around and shows him.
It's got a little bit of a hilarious scene where in the car and he's like, oh, I'm not a JuJu.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Okay.
That's kind of funny.
I definitely. I didn't know if I was missing something there. I definitely remember those scenes. Those scenes were very good.
And then when he's like so point blank, he's like, go to the bathroom and shave. He's like, but I'm growing a beard. It's like, go to the bathroom and shave. And then get a card and then go tell the floor man this. And then go get the money and then put it in this slot machine. And then he's like, oh, I got a beer. He's like, I didn't tell you to get a beer. It's like, don't worry, they're free. It's like, they won't be free for long. Such a good scene.
I agree. That was very good.
The first 30 minutes is awesome.
Yes. Look, the movie was good. The gambling aspect of it was good. I just it shot itself in the foot in the end. That was my honest impression.
Fair enough. I probably haven't gotten to the end 12 times. That's for sure.
Yeah. One of the most easiest good JuJu MVPs to pick out was obviously Philip Seymour.
Amazing. Also going to be mentioned again in this rundown, but yes, amazing.
His credit was literally just listed as young craps player.
That's hilarious.
Which is awesome.
I would love to know the backstory on like how he got written into that scene alone.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Over under 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm going to say it's close to 70%.
Yeah.
I'm going to go just over.
84%. So you were correct, but it's
decent amount high.
Yeah. I don't know. You mentioned the director. I don't know who that is. They made something else that
Paul Thomas Anderson. He's a famous director.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Again, this movie, great movie. It's almost a testament to the other movies. I'm kind of, what did I rate this? A 6.5. I already screwed up. This movie's number 17, people.
Oh, shoot. Look at that.
Yeah. Or what did I have this number 16? This movie's actually number 15.
Okay.
Number 16.
That's hilarious.
I was wondering because I flipped to the next movie. I'm like, I liked Hard 8 better than this movie. Number 16, Ballad of a Small Player.
Whew.
Detailed synopsis. Set in Macau, this film captures the spiritual and ghostly side of Baccarat. Didn't know there was a ghostly side of Baccarat.
Thank you, Al.
This movie told me there is a ghostly side of Baccarat.
Yeah, okay.
A disgraced lawyer from London recreates himself as a high roller. The underlying story is one of isolation and the ghosts we carry. In the neon-lit casinos of Macau, the protagonist seeks a fate he cannot outrun. It's a poetic look at the ritual of gambling and the thin line between a system and a superstition.
That's a great synopsis.
I mean,
good job.
I don't feel like the line between a system and a superstition is that thin.
It's a good phrase, though.
Maybe casino game and sports betting if you have a system.
Yeah, okay.
Clear.
Whatever. Yeah.
How well does this scratch the gambling itch? I gave this a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, good.
I would agree. I struggled to relate to it a little bit.
Well, it's not our game.
We're high rollers. We're not high rollers. Yeah. We're not allowed to touch cards in the casino, you and I, but he gets to wear gloves and bend the crap out of those cards. But I will say, did enjoy getting to see just the vibe of Macau. I knew nothing about Macau as a gambling destination, and it looks like a hella cool place.
I would love to visit there.
Would love to.
Based on this film alone.
It's going to be a heck of a plane ride.
Yes.
But if I do at some point find myself bored enough to do something like that, I would be happy to go to Macau.
Yeah.
So that was definitely from the gambling perspective, seeing the scene there was interesting. Mm-hmm. I've never been in a gambling den. And I think this is at least the second movie, Gambler 2014 and Gambler 1974. Mm-hmm. They all show gambling dens.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a gambling den?
No.
Yeah. You think they're real?
Oh, yeah.
There's one in Peoria?
I doubt that.
If there is a gambling den in Peoria that anyone knows about, you have to let us know.
Hold on. If there's a gambling den in Peoria and we don't know about it, shame on us.
I mean... Yeah, shame on us. Well, that's just because we're not connected.
Right.
That's not because we're not
cool
gamblers.
Not on the list, but there's a cool Vice about underground gambling.
Oh, okay.
Documentary, yeah. All right, moving on. Continuing on, yeah.
How accurate is the gambling? I gave this a 5 out of 10. My note literally says, I don't know.
Baccarat, who knows?
It was hard for me to get past the whole ghost story aspect of this movie.
Yeah, fair.
And the fact that he burned all his winnings at the end of the movie. Why you got to go and do that?
That was crazy.
You win all that money just to burn it?
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
The actual Baccarat play, I do understand they were following the rules. I've played enough Baccarat to know how it works. So every time they showed the cards, I was like, okay, this is what we need. So I kind of knew that aspect. Yeah. How good was the ending? I gave this a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
And I will say, look, I will be honest. I love how I have intros for all this. Look, I will be honest. I had to look up what the hell I was watching and what it meant. Kind of cool that the chick who was helping him along the way was dead all along.
Yeah.
Definitely made me understand at the end of the day why they were saying there was a ghost behind him on the security cameras, stuff like that. Pretty cool. Really hated him burning all that money at the end. I'm going to come back to that.
Yeah.
That's just a dumb move. You don't burn all that money. That solves nothing. That does nothing for anyone, people. And just really, the ending, it was really confusing.
Yeah.
It was really confusing. So my overall rating, I gave this one a 6 out of 10. So hard 8, folks, 6.5 out of 10. That gets number 15.
Yeah.
Ballad of a Small Player, 6 out of 10. That gets a 16. I just had them in the wrong order here.
Fair enough.
Look, and I put this as my note. Too confusing. I'm not dumb, but I don't get it. And I have one more note here that I want to say before you get into this. I hated the vomiting / gorging scenes.
Oh yeah,
that was disgusting. Weird. Did not like those.
Yeah,
like what are you doing? Like, why are we watching an entire scene of
you eat 14 lobsters,
right, and then puking it all up, projectile vomit? Like that was terrible.
That was terrible.
So that alone dragged it down. You might have been as good as Hard 8. If you didn't have the vomiting scenes.
But I mean, we've all been there trying to drink 14 Cokes on our way out because we lost $200. Okay, people don't like this movie. They don't think it's very good, and I don't care. I think it is a beautiful film. But I mean literally the scenes and the art.
Okay,
is very bright and bold and exciting.
Cinematography, yes, totally. I should have mentioned that. So that's the best part of the movie.
The wardrobe is great, right? And you mentioned the scene is freaking fantastic. I had never seen a photo of Macau before this film.
Yeah,
and it looks vibrant and luxurious and exciting.
Yeah. That was the best part. You're right.
Yeah. Also, I will say I've only watched it once, so it's not that great. Over under 70%, please.
I'm pretty sure I know this is under.
Yeah, 49%.
Yeah. So, this was a recently released, and anytime there's a newly released movie, I'm looking at the details of it. Okay. I knew it wasn't that well.
Okay. Yeah.
My good JuJu MVP goes to Grandma, the old lady. Yeah. Who, like, she would have some great stories, right?
I mean, I'd be frightened to play Baccarat with her,
I wouldn't play Baccarat with her, but like, if I could buy her a drink and just listen to her talk about what it's like in Macau, that'd be awesome. Let's go play Keno.
Yeah. She was awesome. She had some of the best lines in the movie.
I don't think there's another candidate in this movie.
I mean, maybe the ghost.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
All right. I don't know what number we're on now, but.
All right. So we just did 16. We did 15 before 16.
Yeah, right. We'll fix this in post.
8. No, we won't. Number 14. Molly's Game.
Molly's Game.
Detailed synopsis of Molly's Game. This is based on Molly Bloom's memoir, which, by the way, is a crazy famous family. Her brother was a Olympic skier, whatever, just like her. And he played football for University of Colorado.
Isn't that crazy?
That's like some people, it's just unfair. This film explores the power dynamics of the world's most exclusive underground poker games. The underlying story is Molly's attempt to maintain her integrity in a world where men, including Player X, try to control her. It details the logistical nightmare of running high-stakes games, the rakes, the whales, and the legal tightrope of the FBI. It is as much about female agency and ethics as it is about the cards being dealt. How well does this scratch the gambling itch? I gave this a 6 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
It's solid. It's hard to relate to the world of the uber rich, but I thought it was cool to see the inside of these, card games that we'll never have access to.
Yeah, and there's a lot of poker scenes.
Yeah, a lot of poker taking place in it, and it was cool that, like, I don't know, do you know who Player X is? I know who Player X is.
I looked it up. Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Like Michael Cera playing Tobey Maguire.
So literally here, I have one bullet for this movie, and it is the best part is guessing who everyone is at the poker table.
Yes. So that was good.
So check that one off.
She's hosting games for famous people.
Yes.
How accurate is the gambling? I gave this an 8 out of 10. I mean, this movie's based on real events.
Yeah, and they did a good job with all the scenes.
And I believe that those kind of games are being taking place in those kinds of exclusive rooms that they were.
Absolutely.
Here's the drawback. The dialogue felt very sterile to me. So this is another movie. I think this is Aaron Sorkin, if I remember correctly, is the director of this movie.
Okay.
And he's known for that style, like very crisp, very tight communication. And I thought the entire time it just felt, my word was, a little sterile.
You know, I'm going to agree because I thought I didn't like the lead in this, whoever plays Molly.
Yeah.
But I think it was just primarily because of her dialogue. So
Jessica Chastain.
Okay.
Jessica Chastain. The whole vibe of it, like it was a little too clean. You know, it was too corporate. It wasn't gritty enough of a
very
movie
much
for me.
Like, when she's talking to the lawyer and stuff, it's like so crisp and it's like, dude, you should be panicking. Like, come on, give us something.
It's like a signature, I think, of Aaron Sorkin movies, and that's just not me, not really my style. Yeah. That said, I thought the ending was really good. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I really respected how she didn't out anyone.
Yeah, totally.
She wore the
stuck to her guns.
Weight of it. Stuck to her guns, and I thought that was cool. She kind of, the end of the movie shows her moving on with her life, and she got off relatively easily because Idris Elba was her lawyer, and he's pretty awesome too. Yeah. So getting kind of those interactions at the end of it, I thought that was a pretty good ending to the movie. So I was a fan of that. My overall rating on this is a 7 out of 10. Okay. So we're only at number 14 and we're already getting into
it. Yeah, we're getting there, dude.
This is a good movie.
Yeah.
I really thought this was a good movie. It's based on a true story. The only drawback is just that, I like my gambling movies a little grittier than this. It was a bit sterile is what I said.
Based on a true story, that improve your rating in general?
Yes.
That's a question I had for you. Yeah.
I think that true stories, I like just in my life in general, I like historical things.
Yeah, fair.
I like documentaries and I like those sorts of things. So when you can take a true story and turn it into an engaging film, it's pretty good. There's several of them on here.
Yeah. Going through my notes here. So this would be the third best poker movie of all time.
We'll see. I don't remember how many poker movies. It's at
I think
least,
so.
It's no better than third. I know I got multiple ahead of this.
I've said my one comment I wrote down. Literally, that was the only thing I wrote down. I've watched this movie 4 times. I'm very positive of that.
Oh, that's more than a lot of these movies.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of surprised you watched it that many times.
That's pretty good. This was also a good one I could later share with the wife. She thought it was good. Over under 70%.
This is a hard one.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tricky one. I feel like this one might be one where the audience score is a little higher than the critic score. I'm going to say just under.
82%.
Dude, where are the low-rated movies?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh my God, all my favorite movies are going to be the low-rated movies? Like I feel like 70% is low for maybe you need to recalculate that average, bud.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I'm a numbers guy.
My good JuJu MVP. I'm going with Brad. I don't know if you remember who Brad was.
Remind me.
He was the poker player at the table that was the whale. He was the one who lost all his money, who just kept being like, oh, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that it was just a marketing expense for him.
Right.
Because he was booking all these guys as a financial advisor or whatever the heck he was.
That was pretty sharp.
And I thought that was pretty clever.
Because she's like feeling bad for him and like, hey, dude, like this isn't your thing, man.
And he definitely felt like the most normal guy at the table.
Yeah.
Like out of all those people at the table, he would be the best. Like if I'm playing poker, I don't want to play with any of those other people. Brad's the only one I'd want to play poker with.
That was an awesome angle.
The fact that he was lost and was happy to do so because he made so much money off the others, I thought was great.
That was good.
He's my good JuJu MVP.
Yep.
But backup was Idris Elba as the lawyer. I thought he was a very compassionate lawyer and a good lawyer. But
I would not want to gamble with a lawyer, I don't think. All right. Next up.
Speaking of true stories turned into movies.
Oh.
Number 13. Owning Mahowny.
Yeah.
Detailed synopsis of this movie. A chilling, realistic portrayal of a gambling addict. Dan Mahowny is a quiet bank manager who embezzled millions to fund his habit. Unlike other films, there's no glamour here. Mahowny doesn't even care about the luxury. He just wants more time at the table. The underlying story is the procedural nature of addiction, the lies, the manipulation of the banking system, and the enabling nature of the casinos that see a whale and look the other way. How well does it scratch the gambling itch? I gave this a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, there's some good scenes.
It's a good portrayal of addiction. I hate when people get the money that they need to fix their problems, though, and then don't stop. Like, I get it. And I had to go look up, did this really happen? The real life person is Brian Maloney. So Dan Mahowny, Brian Maloney.
Got around some things on that.
Brian Maloney is the real character. And apparently one time he did go up $9 million in one session and give it all back.
That is absurd.
And it would have solved all his problems if he had walked away.
Yeah, man.
So I don't like watching that because it makes me think, yeah, right. And then you hear this and it's like, oh, no, that actually happened. How accurate is the gambling? 9 out of 10. Not very many movies on this list that are set in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
So got a good look at Atlantic City. Lots of gambling in the movie. All about the gambling. Definitely appreciated that aspect of it. And how good was the ending? I gave this a 7.5.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I already said this. The real Mahowny did win over $9 million before giving it back in the same session. That was a win-lose for me. Like, as I was watching the movie and he was up all that money, I'm like yelling at the TV, walk away, buddy. Walk away. You got what you need. Walk away. You can always come back and rebuild the role or lose the role.
Right.
But
start
get
over.
these debts paid off so you don't go to prison.
Yeah.
And then he ends up going to prison.
Yeah.
But in real life, Brian Maloney doesn't have a bad life. That's what I've heard. He served a little bit, like 2 years for the whole thing. For millions and millions of dollars stolen. 2 years. Overall rating, I gave this a 7.5.
7.5.
I can't believe I haven't mentioned yet. Philip Seymour Hoffman plays Dan Mahowny.
Slightly different role.
But it feels like they really neutered Philip Seymour Hoffman because this guy is such a bland human being throughout the course of the movie. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman, in all the roles I think of him in, he's not playing such a bland downer of a character. He's playing more eccentric.
He's got range. Yeah.
It was great. It's just, it's muted for such a strong
This movie is sad.
Yeah, that was also a problem.
This is not you're not going to get amped up about much watching this. It does have some amazing crap scenes. I love when he's like ordering steak at the table and that stuff. That's great. But like, it's sad when it's like his girlfriend or wife or whatever is like getting ready to go out and he like sneaks off to go play craps for 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's bad stuff. My favorite scene is when he gets on the phone and the bookie calls and he doesn't have enough time to talk to him. So he's like, I'll take all the home teams in the National League. That is one of my favorite gambling scenes of all time.
That was great. Yeah. That was great.
We've all been there. My play count on this is 3 times.
3 times.
The first time I was like amped up about it. I'm like, wow, this was an amazing film. The second time it's like, okay, this movie is a drag.
Yeah.
And then the third time I watched it just to like find some of the funny parts, just like put those in the memory banks. But I'm like, that's probably good on that. Over under 70%?
I mean, I believe that because it's based on a true story and because it stars Philip Seymour Hoffman, the critics went over 70%.
79.
There we go.
Yeah. Low play count for me, though, for such a classic film.
How many movies have we rated under 70%? Have been rated under 70%. Ballad of a Small Player, right?
I think that's the only one so far.
There wasn't one other. What? Oh, no. What about The Gambler 2014? That wasn't rated over 70%, was it?
43%.
Yeah. So 2. I think we've only had 2. And
Two
those
so
are
far.
dragging it down. That's the thing. Once you get above 70%, it's hard to get too much above 70%.
Yeah, right.
But you can go way below 70%.
We got a couple doozies here coming up eventually, I think.
Okay. Some of my favorite movies. Good JuJu MVP on this is Bernie. Took care of all Dan's weird requests. That's the customer service person for him, his host. If you will.
That dude was awesome.
He's also the one who told him to walk away.
Yeah, hey, dude, you're done.
Definitely wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah, and like the pit boss is like yelling at him, "Don't take a steak yet." And it's just some zany casino behind the house stuff in that movie.
Yes.
Like they get so pissed off he flew to Vegas. It's like, you got to be kidding me. That's our whale.
Oh, I mean, that's also true. Like the Caesars in Atlantic City was actually shut down for a day because of their enabling of Ryan, the real guy, gambling.
They shut him down for one day.
The real story.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a big deal. Like they made the casino, it was their penalty. They could not operate for an entire day because of their handling of Brian Maloney.
Wow.
In real life.
Wow. Okay.
Number 12, The Hustler. So we've already discussed The Color of Money.
Yep.
We've got a good amount of distance between number 20 was The Color of Money and The Hustler's number 12.
Good distance in years too.
Yeah, that tells you how much I like one more than the other.
Yeah, that's amazing.
A gritty black and white classic about pool hustling. Fast Eddie Felson has more talent than anyone, but he lacks character. The underlying story is Eddie's journey from a cocky kid to a man who understands that winning at any cost is a form of losing. His battles with Minnesota Fats are legendary, but his internal battle with his own ego and his relationship with Sarah are the true core of the movie. How well does this scratch the gambling itch? I gave it a 7 out of 10 here. Look, it's a lot of gambling in the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of that, but it's based on a game of skill. Like our gambling is casino gambling, sports betting gambling. This is like someone playing someone in a game of 21 to basketball to 21 one-on-one and putting money on it, Like it's a little bit different. And it didn't feel like his pursuit was the money. His pursuit was being the best at pool.
Right.
Whereas most gambling degenerate movies, it's not, I'm going to prove I'm the best roulette player. That's not real.
Right.
So
how'd it get so high then?
Well, here we go.
All right.
How accurate is the gambling? I gave this 8 out of 10. I don't really know enough about pool to judge, but it all seemed accurate.
Fair enough. Good enough for us.
Just a small roll.
Okay.
Let's get into the good stuff. Right. How good was the ending? The Sarah suicide plot was a bit meh for me. I wasn't really into his girl committing suicide, but I really liked the showdown between Eddie and Fats at the end.
Yeah.
And if you want to know why I rated it so high, I gave the overall rating a 7.75, and I said I liked this movie a lot, but I liked Minnesota Fats more than Eddie. I thought Jackie Gleason was awesome.
Yeah, okay.
As Minnesota Fats. I thought he was like, if I think about all the characters and all the movies I watched, the Minnesota Fats character in The Hustler is one of my favorite characters.
All right, good.
So what do you think here?
We threw? Yeah, okay, you got your whole rating.
I went pretty quickly through this one because, again, it's not a huge gambling movie. Maybe I should have rated it lower because of that.
I don't know.
I really liked the Eddie versus Minnesota Fats battle.
I've watched this one time. You ranking this so high will get me to watch it again. So kudos to that. I just said it's too old.
Again, I mean, it's number 12. There's a lot of movies that rated higher. It's not in the top half.
Well, I will watch it again because it's close to the top half because of your suggestion. Over under 70%?
This is over.
94.
Yeah, this is well.
This is the number one based on Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
I will say this. There are a couple of other notes that I forgot to mention here. I really liked that it was in black and white.
Yeah, okay.
It felt grittier.
You've said gritty a bunch now, so yeah.
I keep saying that.
That's what you're looking for.
That's a big theme for me through all this, but I like the black and white for this movie.
Let me guess, on the MVP, is it all Fats?
It's definitely Minnesota Fats is my MVP. Jackie Gleason was great in this movie. He's one of my favorite characters in any movie. I would definitely hang out. Like for someone who's supposed to be I don't think he's supposed to be the villain, but who's supposed to be the antagonist in the movie. He's a lot more likable than Fast Eddie. So, one other note I have here. Apparently, when this movie was made, men slapping women for acting crazy, totally normal.
Horrible.
Totally fine. So, kind of similar to the vein of The Gambler. There was a scene in this movie where I was like,
problematic.
oh, JuJu.
Like, can't do that anymore.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Did you stream this? Is it streamable?
I had to pay for a lot of these movies, like rent, like on Amazon Video.
All right, I'll get it from the library.
Anything else on that movie?
No, let's move on. I have nothing to say about that.
So you weren't a big fan of that movie, but it's the single highest rated movie out of all these movies.
I mean, the hilarious part is this thing was number 2.
Moving on, this is the last movie that we're going to be reviewing this week. Movie number 11, Uncut Gems.
Here we go.
Really? Okay, you're excited for this one.
I mean, this movie is pretty good.
Detailed synopsis. I agree. This movie's pretty darn good. A relentless, anxiety-driven look at Howard Ratner, a jeweler whose entire life is one long parlay. I should note Howard Ratner, played by Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Huge fan of Adam Sandler.
Yes.
So that's a big win. The underlying story is about the high of the chase. Howard doesn't just want to win. He wants the hardest win possible. Using an Ethiopian opal to leverage bets on Kevin Garnett and the Celtics, the film captures the frantic energy of a man who cannot stop doubling down, even when he's ahead. It's a masterful depiction of the physical and mental toll of addiction. How well does it scratch the gambling itch for me? This got an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Another sports betting movie is great. I am personally opposed to all the SGPs, however, that he was betting.
This is like the first movie that ever mentioned a same game parlay, right?
Yes.
This is probably the only one on the list that talks about that.
It's the same game parlays weren't a thing.
Right. That's hilarious.
However,
he's like, that's got to be the stupidest bet I've ever heard of.
Okay. I'm going to include this in the accuracy. I'm going to give the accuracy of gambling a 7 out of 10. I do feel his pressure throughout the movie. He makes it so intense. But I have to point out, I'm not sure how Kevin Garnett is still playing and Julia is able to sports bet at the Mohegan Sun. Is that not a huge plot hole?
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Bet at the Mohegan Sun until 2021.
I never considered that.
Kevin Garnett was out of the NBA at 2018.
Wow.
That was a problem for me.
I can't believe that one got past the sniffer.
See? That's one to consider.
So it's unrealistic gambling.
I mean, it is pretty unrealistic gambling when the guy could not have wasn't still playing when
that's fantastic.
The whole thing.
Nice find. Down. Well, it is fiction.
It's fine. Yeah. I get it. But I'm just saying, Kevin Garnett not playing when the Mohegan Sun was accepting gambling bets hurts the accuracy of this.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah. How good was the ending on the other side of this? This gets a 9 out of 10.
Oh,
this could be a 10 out of 10.
I was going to say.
Hitting the insane parlay just to be killed is great.
Classic.
The only reason, I mean, that scene was amazing. Locking them in and then like just the tension that's going on while they're just like constantly banging on the window. Let us out. And he's just like, are you seeing what's going on? We're doing great. Yes, baby.
Yeah.
And it's going through the whole movie. It's going through the whole basketball game. I mean,
yeah.
While they're doing that, awesome. He hits it. He gets the satisfaction. He's like, guys, we did it. It's all good. He's so naive.
Yeah.
That he thinks that he's just, because he has the money to pay them, that they're going to be okay. These mobsters.
Yeah.
With the fact that he locked them in somewhere for 2.5 hours. These guys have egos.
Yeah.
They're not going to let that happen.
Right.
He's a little bit bummed his what is that? His brother-in-law? I don't know, Arnie or Arno or whatever his name was.
Related somehow.
Uncle. Right? I'm not sure
Yeah.
what he was. He probably didn't need to die as well.
Yeah.
But the moment where he gets shot was just so cold. Just
and that's
so
like
calculated.
that's like Fade to Black, right? He gets shot and that's it.
No.
There's a little more.
No, they go on because they don't kill his brother-in-law, uncle, whoever it was, until after.
Oh.
They argue some more, and then it shows Julia at the end. The last scene's with Julia.
Okay.
Getting in the limo with all that money, And that's the only reason I actually took a point off on the ending. I wish we had saw a little bit more on what she does.
Yeah.
Where does that move? Did she get killed by the mob?
Yeah, right.
Too? Does she get to restart her life in some Caribbean island by herself?
Right.
How does that work? I don't know, but I kind of wish I did.
Yeah. I have written this movie as a masterpiece. It features Celtics. Also, a lot of anxiety, especially when we're talking about that last scene. That's like, absolute insanity watching that.
Hold on. I actually didn't give you my overall rating.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, please.
So I have to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about stuff that relate to it.
Okay.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So this movie gets an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. And
we're in high.
It's number
scores.
11? Yeah. Jesus.
That's gambling movies are awesome.
Yeah,
people.
right. They are. That's why we're doing this.
There's going to be some movies I'm sure you will disagree with me on here, but
Yeah.
gambling movies are great. So I said that it was undeniably a great movie. It got marked down slightly just for those couple of things I mentioned, plus just how frenetic the pace was. Gotta imagine your watch count on this isn't too high.
Very low.
Because it's so frenetic.
It's hard to watch.
You can't fall asleep to this movie.
It's hard to watch.
So that's what undeniably a great movie.
Yeah.
But
it's similar to like the Card Counter. Like it's so frenetic. But this movie is just good.
Yeah, this movie's great.
And that movie's like doing it.
That movie sucked
for
ass.
like the art of being
terrible movie.
Yeah. Frantic. A lot of energy, right?
Yeah.
Did you get your score out there?
Yeah, it's 8 out of 10.
Okay.
So now we're in high territory.
Yeah,
like
we are
all
in
these
high
movies
territory.
are in high. These are great movies.
This movie has amazing memes. This is how I win. Great dialogue and fantastic characters. Not ending with Adam Sandler, but like there's a lot of good characters in this movie that are people that like I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So well done.
Yeah. Who do you think my good JuJu MVP is?
It better be Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, duh. That's literally all I wrote was Kevin Garnett, comma, duh.
Dude, that's such a awesome exchange where he like takes the rock.
He has to have it. He knows. He knows as well as Howard knows. That's the gag of the whole movie.
That is so
they
good.
They both know that with that opal,
Kevin
Garnett is going to dominate.
He's going to be unstoppable.
And without that opal, he's not.
All right. So that's number 11.
That's number 11. How do you feel about the upcoming top 10? Do you feel that there are some movies that you're very surprised are debuting in this episode and not the next one?
I am somewhat floored about a few movies being in the top 10, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say which ones, but you know which ones.
Which of these movies so far do you feel were the most likely candidates to be in the top 10?
Definitely Uncut Gems.
Yes.
For sure.
That's why I'm not surprised. And it was my number 11. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Anything else on here? I mean, I know we've got some differing opinions on a few of these. Hard 8 would definitely be in my top 10.
Really?
And probably that's it.
Okay. So we're not too far off of it.
We're really not.
But there are a couple.
We have a couple stark opinions, though.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that I have a couple of my top 10 that are making you kind of go, really?
Yeah. Well,
so we'll see.
All right.
Oh, yeah. How about this? Any guesses yet based on the movies I reviewed as far as what my number 1 is?
You want me to take a stab at it?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to guess it's Mississippi Grind.
Okay. That's a good guess.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us this week. Check back in next week as we release Breezy's top 10 favorite gambling movies of all time. Good juju to your bets, everyone. We'll talk again soon.